Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And as always, much peace, love, and salutation to the elect that scattered across the four corners of the earth, pushing this word with all truth and sincerity. To the 144,000 prophets who the Lord has ordained to teach this word, to you all I say Shalom. As well as to the large multitude which believe upon our testimony, who the Lord will have mercy on in these last days, which consists of men, women, and children. To you all I say Shalom as well. And Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash, Brakathum to you all. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back with another lesson, and Lord willing, it's going to be edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And I want to do a lesson entitled, So You're Saying the Beast System Started with Israel? And this is a response to the bug outs over there at one body in Yahweh Shai, which is based out here in Dallas, Texas. And these guys are completely gone. All right, it's to the point where now, the things that they're saying, really looks like they're agents set up. You know what I mean? Now, of course, they're agents of Satan, regardless, and they're set up to bring confusion, and they're set up to bring confusion, and they're set up to, lead particular individuals, all right, into the ditch. Yahweh Shai said, they be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. So, somebody has to fall into that category of the blind falling into a ditch. And these are the guys that are leading, the particulars of those of the flock, not of Yahweh Shai, but the flock into the ditch. Okay, it tells us that in the last days there are going to be many vain deceivers, who are going to be walking after their own lust, coming up with these bug out ass breakdowns. Alexander the Greek was an Israelite. Like, do you understand that what you're saying, if you're saying that Alexander the Greek, if you're saying that Alexander the Greek was an Israelite, you're saying that the beast system started with the Israelites. And that Yahweh Shai is going to come back and destroy a beast system that's operated by Israel. Herod was an Israelite. Look at the madness. Herod the Great, the Israelite and his family were some wicked jakes. Like, what are you talking about, bro? It's clearly a Wikipedia search away, and it clearly tells you who Herod the Great's father was Antipater the Edomite, the Idumean. So, what are you talking about? You're completely lying. Like, you're lying, and you don't know what you're talking about. Matter of fact, before I open up with the prophecies, let's go ahead and open up with one scripture real quick. We'll get Philippians, the 3rd chapter, and I don't want to make this too long because these niggas, Philippians chapter 3, verse 17, it says, Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example. You see, so we got to be followers of those who have the right and correct doctrine. Okay, because it's obvious, it's clearly obvious that these guys are enemies of the cross. All right, they're enemies of Yahweh Shai. They call themselves one body in Yahweh Shai, and they call themselves having the breakdowns and the doctrines, when really in all actuality you don't. See? So it says, Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example. For many walk, of whom I have often told you, for many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are enemies of the cross of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. You see, so they're not one body in Yahweh Shai. Okay, they're one body in Satan, man. Because Satan got these individuals' minds all messed up, man. Coming up with these bugged out ass doctrines that don't make no sense. And if you listen to these guys and you go on a comment board, look, let's just take a look. Elder Yashawamba, the Japhites were original Greeks. Y'all are funny. Exactly. That's why you had those dark images, because there was a dark-skinned people living in the land in the region of Europe, Greece, Spain, France. You had dark-skinned people that lived there, man. You know, the truth shall set us free. You know, and you got individuals in the comment board cursing these niggas out, man. You know, all APTT, you know what I'm saying? Keep bringing out the truth, family. The elders stay feeding the sheep with knowledge. You know, feeding them. What he feeding the sheep? Garbage. Man, feeding beans to everybody, man. You know, inside joke. But man, this is completely bugged out and in some complete madness, man. Like I said, if you believe what these guys are saying, you deserve to fall into that ditch. Believe in this madness. It says, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly. You see, they just want followers. They going up to people's homes and knocking on their doors. You know, have you ever heard of the truth, brother? Let me tell you something. You know, just trying to be somebody, man. Really, when you really nobody, man. This isn't your platform. This isn't your program. Okay, this is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's program, but you got these niggas trying to create their own agenda, and it's going to be to their own destruction, man. It says, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. You see, your glory is in how shameful and how pathetic you niggas really look right now, man. You niggas look stupid. That's why the Lord calls y'all sodist children, man. Dumbass niggas, man. Looking dumb as hell, man. Straight up. And you just got to say it like it is, man. Now, let's go ahead and get to the prophecies real quick, because now what you saying that the prophecies of what Daniel seen was incorrect, if that's the case. Okay? So the vision that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua gave to the prophet Daniel, that's incorrect according to your logic. So we're going to get Daniel, and I'm just going to get to the points. You know, you can read the whole second chapter, you know, in your own time, if you like. Okay, but let's just go ahead and get to the points. Okay, so this is Daniel chapter 2. I'm starting at verse 31 and read the verse 32. Verse 33. It says, Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. The image's head was of fine gold. Now, I want to see them break down what the fine gold is. Probably going to say, oh, that's the Egyptian empire. You know what I'm saying? It says, the image's head was of fine gold, which is the Babylonian empire. His breast and his arms of silver, which was the Medo-Persian empire. And his belly and his thighs of brass, which is the Greco-Roman empire. Okay? And his legs of iron, which was the Roman Empire, which was operated and ran by Edomites. Okay? The Greco-Roman Empire came into fruition by Edom. Okay? Alexander the Greek was not an Israelite. Did he acknowledge the Israelites? Yes, he did. Okay? Yeah, he came to the priest about a vision that he had, man. I bet you guys didn't know that. And he showed reference to the priest. Alexander the Greek did. So what you saying that Alexander the Greek was an Israelite, you saying that Antiochus was an Israelite, Ptolemy was an Israelite, Seleucus was an Israelite, Cassander was an Israelite. So the beast system started with the Israelites, is what you're saying. It says his legs of iron and his feet part of iron and part of clay, which that part of iron and part of clay is the system that we're living in right now. All right, this Roman Empire revised today underneath NATO and the EU. Okay, this whole beast system. Okay, this is Esau. Okay, Esau had the blessing of the fatness of the earth, just like Jacob did, man. And you got to just deal with it. It's prophecy at the end of the day, man. Deal with it. Esau has his portion. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So who you trying to say is in control of the whole earth right now? Who is Esau? One body of Yahweh Shah. Who is Esau then? Is he the so-called white man? Because it really sounds like you really sound like an Uncle Ruckus ass nigga, man. On the cool. Really sound like you're trying to stick up for Esau somehow. You know? All right, let's get the next precept. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 6. Okay, because now he's going into the image of the beast, right? Which Daniel 7 and Daniel 2, okay, links right up with Revelation 13, Revelation 17, okay? Which is a system that will be ruled. Because hold up, doesn't it tell us in the prophecy that the daughter of Babylon will be operated by Edom? So one body in Yahushua. Are we in Babylon right now? Is America Babylon the Great? Because according to your logic, if Herod and his family and Alexander and all them were Israelites, and the beast system started with the Greeks, as we're going to prove here in a minute, then that would mean that the daughter of Edom operating Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, not the daughter of Edom, Babylon, or the Edomites operating the daughter of Babylon, as it tells us in the prophecies, that would be wrong, according to your logic. That would be incorrect. That would make the Most High a liar. You see, you being found out to be a liar because your logic doesn't make sense according to the prophecies. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and get this. This is Daniel chapter 7. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. Now, I want to ask you guys, well, who is this bear? Who is this bear that raised up itself on one side? And what are the 3 ribs in the mouth? What does that represent? What does that represent? I know what it means. But what does that represent, one body in Yahushua? After this, I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard. Okay, now this beast is likened unto a leopard. Now, real quick, let's just go ahead and go to the interlinear concordance real quick. And let's get this word leopard real quick. That word leopard is namar, which is leopard. Okay, leopard. All right. Leopard, let's actually do this. Let me just go back a couple screens. Let's get text commentaries and let's see what they say. Let's see what they say about the leopard real quick here. All right. So now, Slakia, let's do this. Hold up. 3, 4. Yeah, I don't want to show that answer, because I know y'all looking. Right? It says another like a leopard. The leopard was known for its sudden, unexpected attacks. This one was specially swift with 4 wings. Let's actually read the verse first. Actually, no, wait, it's right here. This one was especially swift with 4 wings and clever, having 4 heads. Now, what does this leopard represent? Okay, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl, which represented its swiftness. Now, Alexander the Greek, all right, when he was on the known, he conquered the known world in a very, very fast period of time. Very fast period of time for him to conquer the known world. Because he died, I want to say, when he died, he was about, he was in his 30s, if I'm not mistaken. But he conquered the whole known world. Matter of fact, let me see something real quick. Let's just type in Alexander the Greek, or the Great. I know I spelled it wrong, but hey, it is what it is. All right, Alexander the Great, right? Let's take a look here at something. Alexander the Third of Macedon, commonly known as Alexander the Great, was a king of ancient Greek. Was a king of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedon, which his father was who? Philip the Macedonian, right? A member of the Argi dynasty. He was born in Pella, a city in ancient Greece, in 356 BC. He succeeded his father, King Philip II, to the throne at the age of 20 and spent most of his ruling years conducting a lengthy military campaign throughout Western Asia and Northeastern Africa. By the age of 30, he had created one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece to northwestern India. He was undefeated in battle and is widely considered to be one of the history's greatest and most successful military commanders. Okay. Alexander the Great. Okay. His father was Philip II of Macedon. Okay. And he was not an Israelite. He was not an Israelite, man. Okay. Haman was from Macedon as well. Haman the Macedonian. Was Haman an Israelite? Let y'all tell it, right? It says, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it the wings of a fowl, which goes into the swiftness. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. Okay, so dominion was given to this beast. As the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, dominion was given to this leopard. Okay, this leopard, which this leopard represents who? It represents Alexander the Greek. The 4 heads, I already said it earlier, but we'll see if you guys know what it is. Right? Now jumping down to verse 23. Okay, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth beast. Okay, this beast system, right? Beast. The 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. Excuse me, I'm in the wrong verse. All right. So let me go up a little bit. Actually, you know what? That's it on Daniel, the 7th chapter. Okay. I actually want to go to Daniel, the 8th chapter now. Now, this is Daniel chapter 8, verse 5, and we're going to read down kind of quickly. It says, and as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth. Now, who is this he-goat talking about? Is it talking about Alexander the Israelite? And touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. Okay? A notable horn between his eyes. This he-goat, okay, is the Grecian Empire, and that notable horn is who? That notable horn is Alexander. And he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which is the Medo-Persian Empire, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in his fury of his power. And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and brake his 2 horns. Okay, because the Medo-Persian Empire was pretty much taken down. Not pretty much, it was taken down by Alexander the Greek. Okay. The empire of the Medes merged with the Persian Empire. And what happened? The Persian Empire fell to the Greeks. I want to say it was in the Battle of Marathon, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see real quick here. Yep, the conquest of the Persian Empire. And you can read this. You can go on Wikipedia and you can read this. It's all there. These guys is bugged the F out. I'm talking about absolutely bugged out your damn minds, man. Shit is crazy, man. It says he was moved with choler against him and smote the ram and break his 2 horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him. Right? And there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand, because it was prophecy. It was prophesied that Alexander in the Grecian Empire would reign and rule, because Daniel seen it. The Most High gave Daniel the vision to see it. Therefore the he-goat waxed very great. And when he was strong, the great horn was broken. You see what happened when the great horn was broken? You can read about that history in 1 Maccabees. Okay, Alexander died, and it tells you that. Matter of fact, let's just get it real quick here, because it tells us in 1 Maccabees a particular thing took place whenever the Greeks began to rule. A particular thing happened. Right? Let's get 1 Maccabees 1 and 7. Now, is this talking about an Israelite here? Goodness gracious, man. Y'all niggas, boy. It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, right? It says, and his servants bear rule, everyone in this place, which is the 4 heads. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, right? They all had their respective regions that they ruled. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth. Evils, wickedness began to be multiplied in the earth. So with Antiochus coming on the scene and putting martial law on Jake in Jerusalem, when you read First Maccabees, I guess that's an Israelite too. That was an Israelite that did that. According to you guys' logic. It says, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and four came up, 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven, right? We just broke that down. We just read that in Maccabees. Literally just read that. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land. Who was this notable horn? Who was this little horn talking about here? Okay, this little horn here is talking about Antiochus. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground and stomped upon them. And you can read about that in First Maccabees, man. How Antiochus was putting hell on Jake, man. Which was an Edomite, man. Okay? It goes back to that perpetual hatred that Esau had for Jacob, man. Yeah, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away. Why? Because they were putting different idols in the temple. You had to sacrifice swine's flesh upon the altar, and if they found anybody sacrificing to the Lord, they will kill you. You can read all this history in First Maccabees and Second Maccabees, man. And the place of his sanctuary was cast down, and an host was given him against a daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. See? Now, I want y'all to break this down and explain what this means. Because obviously this was Israelites that did this to Israel. according to what you guys are saying, obviously this was Jake. This was Jake doing this to Jake. See? This is Daniel 10:20. Then said he, knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. Right? It's the angel speaking to Daniel. Right? And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. Who is that talking about? That's talking about Alexander the Israelite? No, it's talking about Alexander the Great, which was an Edomite, man. Okay? Now, I'm gonna leave off with this. According to y'all's logic, let's just read it. Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, if you hit the cross reference, it's going to line you right back up with what? It's going to line you right back up with Daniel the 7th chapter. This beast. Okay? Daniel's seen the same thing that John the Revelator is seeing here. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the names of blasphemy. Right? Now, this is John seeing this in the island of Patmos. Is being revealed unto him by Yahushua. Right? And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. So, if this beast that John the Revelator is seeing was like unto a leopard, which we broke down the leopard being Alexander, but y'all claiming that Alexander is a Israelite, you guys are openly saying that the beast system, which is in rulership and power right now, which was given unto them, this beast system, okay, is operated and it began by Israelites. That's what y'all are saying. There's a reason why I went through all those scriptures in Daniel and First Maccabees to prove this point, because this is literally what you're saying. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. And what this beast system is going to fall by way of this bear, which is Russia, which are Edomites. Now, do you have Jake mingled in Russia? Absolutely. You have Israelites mingled in Russia because we scattered across the four corners of the earth. But the Lord is going to use Esau to destroy himself too. It says if Satan be divided against himself, his kingdom can't stand. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Why? What's in a lion's mouth? Is teeth. What is a lion? The lion's strength is in his teeth. That's why the scripture says, break their teeth, O Lord. That's their military might, man. Their military, their fierceness. Okay, NATO. Okay? That's what the teeth, the mouth of a lion is talking about. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So what y'all are saying, with what you are saying, if you really listen to your dumbass logic, right? If the beast system, according to Revelation 13, as we're reading here, was like unto a leopard, what John seen, and we know that leopard goes back to the Greeks, but y'all are saying that Alexander the Greek was an Israelite. The beast system began with the Israelites. Is that true? This beast system that's operating right now and in power right now is operated by Israelites, according to your logic. It says, in the dragon, and it's a red dragon at that, which we already know what that is. Esau operates the beast system, man. It's that simple. That's why the Most High gonna destroy you damn niggas, man. You old bottle ass niggas, man. Bishop Jephthah, Elder Bishop, the water, man been in the truth, what, 5 years? Pop up at the barbecue asking where the beans at. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Okay, that's the fall of the Roman Empire. Okay, but what happened after that? And his daily wound was healed, which goes into the Renaissance period, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, the rebirth of the images, the rebirth of the music, the rebirth of the healthcare system, if you will. It was healed. A revival of this beast system, which was operated by so it was Israelites. It was Israelites that began the Renaissance period. Huh. Because we're still talking about the beast here. Do you understand with the stupid ass logic that you're making, you do not make sense? And all the world wondered after the beast. So all the world is wondering after a system operated by Israelites. I want to mind you, Yahweh Shah is going to return and destroy the beast system operated by Israelites, according to your logic, again. So with that, the point's been made. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Bashem Hakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, taught us his truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. And death to you 2/3 bugged out ass niggas, man. May Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah sift out the elect from amongst y'all. And for the rest of y'all, man, may the Lord destroy y'all, man. Shalom.